Hello everybody and welcome back. Sorry for if I cut the video in the middle of our debugging session, but this is the third part and hopefully this is the last part, and let's see where we left off. So we go ahead and check. Okay, you're seeing the right screen. As you see, our enemy keeps on going to the middle of the path, actually, because this is the parent transform, which getting into the whole list node of the enemy. If we check in here, we see we have the path as the first element. Well, we can fix this, and I think we're gonna fix it. Actually, we're gonna fix it right now. So we're going to the okay, so we're gonna go to our Visual Studio, and for the enemy we're gonna fix the pathing. Okay, we're getting the path object in here, and then we're populating the path. And the problem is, guys, when you use get components in children, it will check also the components in the parent. So what I'm gonna do is, actually there is a smarter way to do this. It's not a performant way, but it's a smarter way. So I'm gonna go with system.link, and this will be much cleaner but not very performant. So actually what we're doing in here, we're checking for the components inside the node, and we're adding every node in that component, every transform in the child and the parent into a list. So we're gonna do this, but it's in a slightly different way. So I'm gonna go nodes dot get component. Sorry, equal this dot get not this path. Come on, where's my mind? Path dot get component in children, of course, of type transform. Are you serious? Of type transform. And we're gonna use link. So we're gonna go where what, where a child. I think Visual Studio is crazy. Oh yeah, the where, actually it has all the right to be. Oh, if I could type today. I can't type, I think. Where the child dot transform, or actually we can go dot game object is different from path, which is the parent dot game object, and we're done. Oh, what's the problem? It's an array. If you can see to the left, it's an array, so we have to convert it to a list. Alright, so now we're getting the list, but without, unless we're gonna get all the object in the children and the parents, unless the components in the children are where their game object is not the same as the game object of the parent. So let me go back to the main screen and hit play to see what happens. If our capsule player, that's it, it goes to the first cube, second, third, and so on and so forth. So things are quite good. So we're gonna move to what now? We're gonna fix other stuff, or actually I changed the get closest enemy to get closest object to, because we're gonna use this later, guys. Actually, let's go back to the main screen and let's go to the scripts and create another C# script. The only difference, this is not gonna be a mono behavior, this is gonna be utilities. I don't know, utilities. So utilities, and we're opening the script, getting back to our Visual Studio, and we're gonna get rid of the mono behavior because we don't need it, and this is gonna be a public but a static class. And of course, a static class without the mono behavior will not be able to use the start and update. Why we are creating this class? Because we're gonna put some redundant functionality in here, and we're gonna use it from multiple classes. So I'm gonna go to our enemy, and oh yeah, it's already in here. Control X, and this is static get distance, and we're gonna go to the get closest object, to object, Control X, and put it in here. Alright, so these two functions will be used in both the enemy and the tower class. So in here it should, sorry for that, this will be renamed to utilities dot get distance, and we're good to go. What else? Okay. So what else? Let's see. Current node index has, okay. We may need, actually we're gonna need another oh, one more thing, we're not gonna use the collision for the towers, guys. The reason why, because we don't need an actual collision between both rigid bodies of the objects. So we're gonna go with a trigger. So let me get rid of all on collision, and leave the on trigger. On trigger enter, and this on trigger enter collision other. Okay, all right. So we're creating a sphere collider, and we're assigning the sphere collider to a sphere call, and we're changing the radius. Actually, we can make this the range. The radius will be the range. Yeah, because as far as the sphere collider goes, the turret will start detecting the enemies. So that's one thing. And the damage, we're gonna remove the damage from start function and the cooldown, because these are not. We're gonna initialize these values in the editor, and that way we can change the values between different turrets or towers, or whatever you want to call it. So what else? Now we have our start. Now we're getting the new range as a radius, and on trigger enter enemy.add. okay, look at closest turret head, the turret head. Okay, let me go back to the main screen. Let's take the third turret as our example. Do we have a turret head? Yes, we do have a turret head. The sphere collider, let's see if it creates a sphere collider or not. Oh yeah, it creates a sphere collider, but there is nothing that happens in here. It should be a trigger. The sphere collider should be a trigger, so we're gonna add in the awake, actually in the start, svcall dot is trigger equal true. Oh, I keep on forgetting. equal true. We added sphere collider dot is trigger equal true. So now the collider will act as a trigger, not an actual collider for the physics. So what else? And then on trigger enter collision add enemy. If actually we're gonna check if, let's say, if the enemy is not if other is not null, we're gonna add it, and we're gonna maybe print something to the screen to be sure. Log and registering a new enemy space, and we're gonna print the name of the enemy, other dot game object dot name. I think that would be enough for now. Let's see, firing at enemy. Okay, let's see the on trigger enter first. Okay, getting back to our main screen and hitting play. So nothing happened. Still there is a reason. There is always a reason, and maybe I know the reason. Yeah, the reason is our enemy doesn't have a what? A rigid body, guys. We're gonna make a require component type of, please, rigid body. All right, and then we're gonna add a rigid body, public, whatever, we don't care, rigid body, rig. Okay, and then we're gonna affect the in the awake function. Before getting the path, we're gonna say, or in the start on the awake, we're gonna say rig equal this dot get component of type rigid body. Thank you. Now let's, actually we should put some initialization in here, like rig dot is kinematic, so the player doesn't sink to the bottom of the terrain, equal true, and let's hit play. Oh my god, I forget again to change the screen. Okay. Actually, I think there is functionality when you change the focus, it should change the screen, so I'm gonna look into that in the next coming few tutorials. So for now, I added the required component type of rigid body, okay, and then I created a public field, a rigid body with the name rig, and rig will get the rigid body, and then we're gonna put is kinematic to disabling the sinking of the enemy. So let me go back to the main screen and hit play. Let's see. Okay, so actually the capsule attached, what is saying, there is no rigid body attached to the capsule. Argument is out of range. So getting back to our script, and instead of this get, we're gonna put add component. Transform Are you serious? Transform does not contain a definition add component. Then game object. Okay, getting back to the main screen, hitting play. This should work, I think. Okay. we're registering a new enemy capsule. That's amazing. As soon as we hit, of course, we have our tower with the radius of 6. That's amazing. Same radius of our tower, damage of 10 and cooldown of 1.5. Okay, I can do with that. Okay, so what else we're gonna do? So our enemy, we added the resist to our enemy, and our take damage, it's quite inferior or less or equal to 0. Okay, the health, let me get you back. Oh my god, I need to fix this shit. Okay, I think we're done with the enemy, and we're getting... What happened? Oh, sorry for that, because I clicked on Ctrl S and it saved the whole it put my face on the screen. I think we're good. Come on, I think we're good now. Okay, so let me go to the tower script, and we're gonna add some functionality. So on trigger enter, we're gonna enemy add. On trigger enter, we're gonna check if other. Actually, okay, we're gonna check if other is okay. If it's not null, then we're gonna register a new enemy and add other game object, add other transform to the list of the enemies. Well, what else should we do? Okay, there is actually here's the point. A turret can shoot only one enemy at a time, and it should pick the best enemy with the closest range. So I'm gonna go and add something called public and transform current enemy. We have our current enemy. Now on trigger enter, if there is an enemy, if there is a collision with another object, actually in this state it's not checking if it's an, we should check if it's an enemy actually. If other dot get component of type enemy, okay, then we're good to go. We're gonna add it to the enemies list. Okay, now we should what we should do, we should do current enemy equal the function that we put in utilities, guys. Utilities dot get closest object to list of objects, and of course our list is enemies, and our transform is transform, or this the transform, it's always the same thing. Okay, now we have our current enemy, we add it to the list, and the current enemy for the tower is the closest enemy. Okay, get closest object to from any list. Okay, now what should we do? Okay, the tower has a cooldown timer, and we're gonna okay, let's see. Cooldown. Of course we're gonna use the cooldown. Guys. Okay, let's see. We have a fire function, and it will fire if there is an enemy. They're firing at enemy. We can do that, or current enemy equal. Okay. Okay, we have okay, we can on trigger we can check if the enemy gets out of the range. On trigger exit. Okay, collide other. If if always the same test, if other dot get component and the component is an enemy, okay, then we gonna remove the enemy. We're gonna remove enemies dot remove other dot transform from, okay, other game dot transform. We're gonna remove the enemy. Okay, so look at closest. It's gonna the turret gonna turn and look at the transform, and it's gonna start firing. Let's see now. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm gonna put the main screen, and let's see the turret. It's not looking to the enemy. Okay, resisting a new enemy. Closest object is capsule and tower, and the current enemy is capsule, and then the enemy went out of the collision zone. Okay, now enter it and get out as quick. Okay. Why the turret is not looking to the enemy? Look at the closest. Oh, I'm not calling the look at closest actually. Oh, I should be calling this. I should be let's say I should be calling the look at the closest. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I forget to change the screen. And so what we're gonna do? First we're gonna look. Oh, hey man, what are you doing? We're gonna always look at the current enemy. It should be always the right enemy for each tower, and we're gonna use the cooldown timer before calling the fire. We're not gonna fire. We're gonna check, because we're gonna need another cooldown timer or a private. Where is cooldown timer? Okay, so we're gonna use the private float, of course, and cooldown. I should change this to and cooldown time and cooldown. Okay, and what we're gonna do is, while we're looking at the enemy, we're gonna use the cooldown in the start. Before that, we go to the start method, and cooldown equal cooldown timer or time. We're gonna give it the time in the cooldown, and then cooldown minus equal time dot delta time. Okay, and we're gonna check if cooldown is less than 0. We're gonna fire. At current enemy, and if the cooldown is less than 0, we're gonna fire, and we're gonna of course reinitialize the cooldown. Cooldown equal cooldown time. That's it for the function. It should fire. It should keep on saying I'm firing. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the main screen and hit play, and let's see. Actually, the turret should look to yeah, it's working. So it's firing at enemy capsule, okay, still firing, and went out, and the turret still firing. Well, that's not cool, man. Current enemy capsule. I see now. I should put the on trigger exit, let me get you back to the code part. On trigger exit, collider under, if component enemy. Okay, we remove the enemy from the list, but the current and there is an instance in time where the current enemy will be equal to null. There is no enemy. The storage shouldn't be firing at nothing at a certain point, right? So we're gonna check also if the current enemy is not null, then we're gonna fire and reinitialize the cooldown. And we're gonna check in our on trigger exit. On trigger exit, if enemy, okay, we're gonna remove it, and we're gonna check also if enemies dot count equal 0. Something is wrong. Yes, I know what you mean. Then our current enemy, what happened? Our current enemy will equal a null value. Let's see, getting back to our main screen, and now it should stop firing. Actually, now at certain point it should stop firing, because this is not funny anymore. Let's see, enemy moving, enemy entering and registering capsule. Why it's not firing? Let's see what happened. On trigger enter, and if other power equal enemy, trigger exit if enemies dot count equals 0. Only if enemy dot count equals 0. So the enemy dot count it should be firing, by the way. Let me watch again to see the value when it changes. The current enemy, it's a current enemy, and if it gets out in this state, it should be firing, and there is no enemy. The problem is not on trigger. Problem is in if cooldown and current enemy equal. Oh, different, man, different, not equal, it's different in here, in the update, guys. In the update, it's different. It used to be like this, and no, it should. I meant to write different. Okay, now let's get back and see our code. What is my... Okay, now it's firing at enemy. Bum. Lot of firepower, and it stops once the player gets out. That's great. Okay, so what else? What we're gonna add? Getting back to our code. What else do we need? We're firing. We're removing the player if there is no cooldown, and all the stuff in here are quite good. So we can use the same technique in here. And we're gonna require a collider, sphere collider. Who knows, in case things don't go well, our script will ask for a sphere collider component. Okay, so we have the utilities, we have the tower, the enemy, and now we need the bullets. In the actual fire method, we're gonna add a new class, and this class will be the projectile class. Let's see, you are in the main screen. Okay, so we're gonna add a new class, create C#, and you're gonna name it projectile. We open, yes, reload all. We open the projectile, moving to the next screen, and it's gonna be a mono behavior, of course, and the projectile. It's obviously gonna need a component, a rigid body component, because it's gonna use physics. So require component type of and rigid body. Thank you. And what a projectile has as properties, let's say public, range. Projectile should have a range, which is a float range. Okay, what else? What else? What else, guys? This is the range that it will take the projectile to destroy itself. Okay, so the projectile has float, damage, to inflict damage to the enemies, and damage range, and float, speed, obviously projectile should have a speed, and maybe a power, firing power, public, float. I'm gonna show you where we're gonna use the power, and the fire point. Fire point that will be used as fire point to instantiate projectiles. Okay, so what are the behavior of this projectile? Okay, we're gonna need the awake, method, and we need a rigid body. Rig, and our rig will equal add component. Add game object dot add component of type rigid body. Okay, so we're gonna use the gravity, and of course, so we're gonna initialize the gravity in here. Rig dot use gravity, of course it's gonna be true. And what else? In our initializations, we need to take the initial position of the projectile for the destruction, for the eventual destruction. So let me add public vector 3, not 2, 3, thank you. Init pose, and init pose will be in the start function will equal transform dot position. Great. Okay, what else? Okay, at the moment of the instantiation of the projectile, we're gonna add a force to the projectile to look like as a cannon, and as a cannon bullet, or whatever you call it. So we're gonna go rake dot, that's why we added rigid body, add force, and at the fire point, of course, dot up, the upward direction of the fire point, and we're gonna first of all multiply it by the power, and the type of force mode, I'm gonna use impulse to give it a good effect. That's it. Okay, what else? Okay, what should what is the behavior of projectile? Why it's not saving? Okay, now it's saving. Okay, so as I said, what are the behavior of the projectile? Okay, the projectile should destroy itself when it hits. This is not gonna be the range of, okay, we can do this. We can do this. The projectile will destroy itself. The range, it's not that big, but time dot delta time. Okay, we're gonna increase the range, decrease, excuse me, the range, and if the range is less than 0, we're gonna destroy this projectile, destroy this dot game object. Okay, and in the update, we're gonna translate this projectile in the forward direction. So we're gonna go this dot transform dot translate dot translate. Okay, vector 3 translation. So vector 3 dot forward. Okay, multiplied by time dot delta time. Okay, in the local space, not in the workspace. Okay, what else? Okay, if you remember, we added the take damage method. It's a public method, so we can access it from the tower. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna where is it? And we gonna, yeah, in here, in the no, trigger exit, not from the tower, from the projectile, guys. In the update, actually we're gonna use the physics this time, and we're gonna go on collision, because both objects have rigid bodies and they are not triggers. Their colliders are not triggers. So we're gonna go on collision, enter var enemy object.get component, and we're gonna check if the enemy is not null. We're gonna give it a damage. Okay, we grab, because it could hit anything. Okay, the and we can't call a function on a method that we can't call a function on a class that doesn't exist on other objects, so we should be collision and not collide. Okay, and we go if enemy, I mean if there is an enemy, enemy dot take damage, yeah, and we're gonna give it damage. Oh, damage, not damage. We're gonna fill this data from the other class, the damage, power, speed, and range. Okay, from the parent class, from the tower class. Okay, what else? For now, I think that's it for the projectile. So let's go back to the tower and do some firing power. Okay, if we have an enemy, what we're gonna do? We're gonna, oh, we should create, let me get you back to the main screen. We should create, before we continue, we should create, actually it's not gonna, we're gonna load it from the resources folder, so we're gonna create a resource folder, not a prefab, so resources. Okay, and we're gonna create a 3D sphere. Where is the sphere? Okay, F to see the sphere. All right, and we're gonna name it bullet, and we're gonna give it red material, and we're gonna put it inside our resource folder, and we're gonna delete it and save. And now we can go var or game object bullet equal resources dot load. We should give it a name, and the name gonna be bullet, same name as our prefab in the resource folder. Something is very wrong. Object resource dot load. Okay, we should cast an implicit conversion. Okay, as game object, if you please, as game object. Okay, and we're gonna instantiate the projectile. We're gonna instantiate, actually this is just we're gonna go var projectile. This is where we're gonna add our class, our projectile class, equal game object dot instantiate, or instantiate, and give it the name. We're gonna associate the bullet object, and we don't have a file position in here, so we're gonna add public I think I added the fire position. Okay, public transform fire point. Okay, so this is the point where we're gonna fire from, and let's go back to our maze. Oh man, I forgot to change this. Okay, I was working on the enemy firing. I loaded from the resource folder the bullet, and then I'm gonna instantiate the bullet and put it in a projectile variable, and then I'm gonna add the projectile class to this object so it behaves as a projectile. Now I went back to the main screen to check on spherical current enemy, and there should be a fire position on the tower. There should be a fire point. Is there a fire point? I don't think so. Oh, we have some errors. What's going on? Okay, so we're gonna okay, just to see the new. Okay, we have now the fire point, and we're gonna add the fire point to the fire point. It's just a point on the tip of the gun, guys, or the barrel, or whatever you want to call it, of the turret. So the bullets appear coming from that point, and it looks like a real barrel. Okay, so we're gonna instantiate at the fire point the position. The position, of course, with quaternion.identity. Sorry. Quaternion.identity. Thank you. So, and then we're gonna add and then we're gonna add bar brush equal projectile dot add component of type projectile, and gonna give it some value. So proj dot, what do we have? Fire. I think we have the fire point equal this dot fire point. Great. And proj dot, what do we have? Damage. Okay, equal this. Okay, dot damage. Okay, what do we have? Proj dot speed. I think I remember speed. Yeah, equal this dot. We don't have speed. Oh, we're gonna add projectile speed in here. Public float projectile speed. Okay, and you're gonna give it in here speed. We are not using the speed, just using the power and for okay, multiplied by do we have a speed value in here? Yeah, by speed multiplied by time, the time. We need the speed actually. Okay. Okay, so we go back to our tower. I don't know if you're looking. Okay, you're looking at the right screen, and now we're gonna use dot projectile speed. What else? Speed, damage, fire point. I think there may be other in speed, damage, fire point, and power. We're gonna give power and range. Tower, power and range. Proj dot range equal this dot range and projectile means dot what is power equal this dot. Do we have a power or force or something? Constant for no. This dot power. We're gonna give it power. We're gonna add the power value in here. We don't have a force or anything. Okay, so we're gonna add public float power, and we're gonna add this to the projectile. Okay guys, I think we're done pretty much with turret thing, and we should set up these values in every turret so we don't get any error. So we're going back to our main screen and hitting on our tower. We do have range of 6, cooldown. Okay, projectile speed gonna be 100 maybe, and power gonna be 20, and cooldown time gonna be 1. And okay, we're gonna do the same thing for the other towers. Okay, cube in cube, and fire point in the fire point, and range 5. Okay, damage 20. This one it has 10 damage. This it has 20. Projectile speed, this one it has projectile speed 100. This is gonna be 200 maybe, or 150. And the power, I should make them different, that's why I check for both. Power, it's gonna be 10, I don't know, maybe. And cooldown gonna be 1.5. Okay, and for the last tower, range 10. This one has the range of 5, and this range of 6. Okay, so range 10, 25, and projectile speed gonna be 300 and or 5 or 400, and power gonna be 20, and cooldown time gonna be 0.5, right? And the fire point gonna be in the fire point. Okay, now let's see our beautiful game. Okay. Oh, null object reference not set to analysis of an object. The projectile is firing to the left actually, so it should fire based on the yellowish axis. They're firing in, the projectile is going to the wrong direction. So let me go to my projectile. It's using self, not word. Okay, so if I go word, let's see, I think it's gonna go down. I think it's self and okay, let's see. Yeah, I know what's the problem. Let me get back in here. The problem is in our projectile class self, and this should be, I don't know if it's right or left, dot left, right, maybe the red axis is right. Okay, so that's done. Getting back, okay, we do have an error in our getting back to our main screen and our tower. What? So let me say should translate based on the Firepoint. Let's see. There is a problem with the Firepoint, I think. Projectile 24. Rig that is gravity control. Okay. This body and the public value. Okay. Okay, I see now. So this okay, say get component and hit play again. So you're looking at the screen. Okay, can't add component thread to bullet because such component is already added to the game object. Really? Okay. Let me remove this. Ctrl S and hit it again. If he says so, he knows. But okay, now the only problem is the direction of the bullet. That's the only problem. Going through the x-axis, and it should go through the, let me see. Okay, it should go through the parent direction, not her own direction. So translate, gonna go translate Firepoint dot the Firepoint I think is so I changed the direction to the anyway, I'm gonna leave the code so somewhere where you can get it. So yeah, there is some weird behavior actually. Yeah, they are very powerful. The bullets are very, very powerful. So range speed is 400, power is 20. I think I'm gonna reduce the speed of the speed is 10. The speed is 50 and projectile speed is 30. Let's say, because it's too powerful. Okay. So has height of 70 and let's say if someone else hit it, it's 70. I think it's very powerful. So we're gonna do either we're gonna reduce the power or actually I'm looking into it. So either we're gonna reduce the power or we're gonna reduce the speed. So let me get rid of the speed and let's see. Now the speed has nothing to do with the translate function. So getting back to the main. It's so late, guys. No. The speed is not a problem actually. Is this? No, it starts with 100. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to put the speed back and reduce the power. So I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the power, and not in here actually, in the main turret. So this will have a power of 5, and this will have power of 3, and this will have power of 9. Let's see, maybe it's the power, who knows. Okay, yeah, it's the power. There is some weird behavior actually happening. What? What's going on? Oh, I'm gonna remove the capsule, I think, or I'm gonna put the capsule as a trigger. I think it's the capsule. The capsule is the problem. So resources, capsule, please be a trigger, and let's say just to trigger the on collision. So let's say, yeah, now they're behaving in such normal way. Oh. The fire point is just too powerful. So there is two solutions to this. Either I rotate the cylinder to face the enemies a little bit more, like this. Okay. And of course this will rotate the other children. Okay. Or I could have rotated the only the fire point, but for the sake of the argument. Okay, let's see now. I think this should fix most of the problems. So let's see. Now we're starting. Our enemy is happy and going through. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna put back the sphere collider. We need it for the collision, for the physics collision. I think the rigid body is the problem. I think the rigid body is the problem. So, player got destroyed, taking damage 120, minus 10, minus 20. Okay, the weird behavior, it's due to am I adding other things to this projectile? Let's go back to the there is a weird behavior to the projectile. Okay, so I translate as long as I go forward. So this to transform, translation, vector 3 dot forward, vector 3 dot forward. Let's see, because it doesn't make any sense. Space dot self. Let's see. Getting back to the main screen. Why it's rotating like this? Should be something special. Use gravity. Okay, I'm using gravity. I have range, damage, speed, power. It is not changing in the body way. Okay, why? Let me go back to the code. Why I'm using the I don't think I need the rigid body more than for the effect, for this effect. I'm gonna get rid of the rigid body just to see, guys, what happens. I think the rigid body is causing a lot of problems. Getting back to the main. And waiting for our collider, and yeah, without the rigid body this makes more sense. And then we're gonna put our vector 3 dot not forward dot left, I think. Yeah, so hit play again, and this makes more sense. This makes not left. Actually, not vector 3, it's the fire point. The left. Oh, let's transform the position. There is no left. Left, right. Let's see. This time I think it will be fine. We have 3 turrets. We entered the collision zone. What the fuck? It's going through the right axis. It should go through the y axis. It should go with the y axis. With up. Now it should go as smooth as possible. Let's see. Okay, makes sense. Okay, why I'm gonna put the parent null just in case, because I'm feeling this is quite bullet. The parent dot transform dot parent equal null. Okay, so let's see. I don't know, something is weird about because it moves it through the file one. I see now. It pose is vector 3 and this translate will take vector 3. I'm gonna go with init pose. Okay, the speed. Let me see. I think there may be something is not right with this. Let's just leave it up. Look forward. I don't know whether you're looking. Okay, you're looking at the debugging screen. Okay. This is forward, motherfucker. Firepoint. That's what. Okay, so that up. This should be right. Okay, I know. I know what's the problem. The fire point is still referencing the position of the this will move. As long as this move, they will move because it's referencing the position. So I'm gonna copy vector play equal file pointer up. Okay, and then I'm gonna use in pause and put it in here, and we should be done. If yeah, we're done, guys. Okay, because it's still referencing the parent, that's why it didn't make any okay, so this is still 100 health. Okay, I need to make the speed a bit speed, so this projectile speed gonna be 50 and this gonna be projectile speed 80 and this gonna have 100. Let's see how this goes for our captured enemy. So okay, so it's still 100. You want to say that it didn't touch you? Oh, we need the physics component. Excuse me. Okay guys, it's working, and excuse me for a second, I'm gonna take this call. So guys, this should be this should work. $90. Okay, and we get rid of our there is a weird behavior. Okay, the same problem. Now there should be no problem. What's with the 3? No, there should be no problem. Yeah, it's not quite problem. There is a couple problems. So now this will work just fine. Unbelievable. We're gonna create a couple of enemies. We're gonna give them different colors, and So this one will have so much health. This one will not die. The speed will be 10. Okay, and this one will have speed 3, health 200. This one will have speed 12 but health 50. This one will have speed 2 and health 200. This one will have speed 50 and health 20. This one will have speed of 5 and health 400. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, where did this happen? And adding the check to the null object. Okay, now getting back in here and my screen. This one died already. One enemy is there. I still have 5 enemies. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies. The red one is very quick. But if he gets hit by, let's see, oh, he has so much health. Only 2 enemies remaining. This is working pretty much as expected. Only 1 enemy remaining. Oh my god, this tower has the greatest range. See that? Oh my god. Very good range. Okay guys, so this should be the end of it. I hope this will be useful. Anyway, I will put the code somewhere on the net, and I obviously put the link in the description. So if you want to extend this tutorial, or if you want any other kind of tutorial, hit me up on Facebook, or write your comment or your suggestions below in the comment section. So guys, have a nice night and or day or wherever you are, and see you very soon. Bye bye.